Well, very good morning, everybody, for Friday, the 1st of April. Goodness me, it's going quick, isn't it? High pressure is starting to make its way in from the west to settle things back down again over the next sort of 24 hours or so. That's drawing in at the moment a northeasterly flow or northerly flow across the country. Thankfully, not so much in the way of shower activity and issues like that today. And as we go into tomorrow and Sunday, though at times overdeveloping, it should be a fairly quiet and nice weekend before the Atlantic sort of gets its way on the start of next week. But yeah, for today, trough line, which is why there was a weather warning issued last night for Kent and eastern regions for potential snow, but not making its way in this direction. Really only the outside possibility of some snow showers, which for those of you that flew yesterday, I'm sure you'll be quite happy about. The winds, they're coming from the north, sort of maybe 5 knots less than yesterday. I think it really was on the limit yesterday for those that were heading down there. 20 knots at flying heights, probably 15 to 20 knots on the ground. On rain alarm, you can see those snow showers, which are sort of just trekking down the coast of East Anglia and Kent, but they are seeming to be making mostly southerly progress rather than coming our way like yesterday. That reflects true with the satellite picture, which, as you can see, cloud is burning back, starting to get quite nice out there. And as I look out the windows, even a hint of some cumulus activity. Top temperature today, looking at somewhere in the region of around 7 degrees, and dew points down to around -4. So good temperature dew point splits, and public forecast showing that north to northeasterly wind up to around sort of 17-18 knots, gusting towards 30 in the middle parts of the day. So yeah, a little bit lighter than yesterday. Odium's currently reporting few at 1200, and for today, few at 4000. Good cloud base expected, and the wind coming around a little bit more easterly as the day goes on to 0 to 0 at 16 knots. We'll just compare that to Farnborough. We'll have a look at Gatwick as well. They're showing again quite northerly winds. The outside possibility of some snow. And Gatwick, for those going to the ridge, again showing 15 knots from the north up to 28 knots, and generally staying that way for most of the day. They're showing a little bit more chance of snow, but then they are further east. Top Meteo predicts that, let's have a look. Away from the wind, which is a little bit lighter out towards the west, it should be a fairly good cross-country day, but I imagine it will street and be quite easy to get back from the ridge today in thermal rather than turbo. As you can see, from around 11 o'clock this morning, we've got cloud bases of around 3,500 to 4,000 feet above the airfield. And by the afternoon, getting up to around 5,500 to 6,000 feet above the airfield, widely across the region, down towards Salisbury and up towards Oxfordshire and Grafham Water, etc. So yeah, should be a fairly nice day, and peaking this afternoon, 2,200 meters, which is fairly high for this for the UK. At around 6,500 feet above Lasham. So well worth going flying today. Just compare that for the next couple of days. Overdeveloped or gets a bit showery tomorrow afternoon, and same on Sunday. So yeah, a little bit drier today. So just look at the NOTAMs for today. Let's get that up. Right, parachuting the Bryce zone all day. Once again, they seem to be quite busy at the moment with that. 31 is parachute jumping in the evenings at Western on the Green. That's it, Western on the Green. They may be active during the day as well. 21 and 22, I imagine, are yeah, these danger areas. The good thing is, as you can see here, is it's not just that the danger area crossing service isn't available. They've actually temporarily reduced the upper limit to 3,000 feet on Delta 123 and Delta 125. So with a high cloud base today, maybe you might be able to get over the top of that. Worth looking at that. No crossing services available on Bulford or Eversley. Looking elsewhere, nothing really particular affecting no 10-wise. There are no jet movements today, as far as I'm aware at the moment, but I will keep Merv, who's the duty instructor, updated with that information if there are any. There was supposed to be a 320 in yesterday, which may come today, but hasn't filed a flight plan yet. So northerly winds always present us a difficult style of operation, and it's up to Merv which setup he uses, but I've got a couple of diagrams here just so people are aware. If he goes for 05, which at the moment it seems to be a little bit more north from the wind than ideal for the 05 setup, then normally we would have the aero towing off the runway like we did yesterday and have the winching down from the bottom end. On this setup, 09 is a left-hand circuit and 05 is a right-hand circuit to keep everybody clear. So that's 05 and 34. Generally left-hand circuit only for gliders, unless you're returning back to your trailer, because this area by the launch point gets very busy. And aerotows will go off the perimeter track heading north. You might be able to squeeze in some aerotows on 27 as well. But yeah, do keep that in mind. And I'm sure Merv will brief you appropriately for whatever operation is going to run today. That's it from me. Only reminder is that on 34 and 05, the club single seaters do not winch launch. That is a club rule due to the softer ground and potentially slightly higher grass that we get in those areas. So those of you that have single seaters have already generally been notified. But yeah, it's not generally worth taking a winch launch on these runways anyway. It's better just take an aerotow and go into the thermals because it's much more enjoyable. Okay, the good news is I will be back on Sunday. I'll be released from COVID jail by then. So I probably won't see you tomorrow because it'll be Colin doing the briefing. I will see you Sunday. Bye for now.